Fitness success, the 4 pillars of achievement. Each week, I alone or with a guest will break down a specific pillar to help you build a balanced, sustainable fitness routine. Week 1, Pillar 1, nutrition habits. Master your nutrition and fuel your body for success. Week 2, Pillar 2, stress management. Practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. Week 3, Pillar 3, physical activity. Tips to stay active and energized no matter your fitness level. Week 4, Pillar 4, recovery measures. Recovery is key. Learn the best ways to rest, recharge, and avoid burnout both in and out of the gym. Today, I'm rolling out a brand new sub-segment. Yes, a sub-segment called Keeping It Real Fitness Public Service Announcement. Think of it like a newsflash that you actually need. Because instead of warning you about traffic on I-93 or 495, you guys in Massachusetts know what I'm talking about, I'm here to warn you about hidden calories, chemicals, and surprises in your so-called healthy meals, snacks, and smoothies. This is my platform to keep you informed about the things that I hear and see people doing while I'm out networking, showing property, or just living life. Habits that aren't helping at all when it comes to improving your fitness. Don't worry, I'm not calling anybody specific out. I'm just calling it like it is so you can win in business and in health. Now let's talk about one of the most Instagram-worthy breakfasts of all time, avocado toast. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But depending on how you build it, avocado toast can either fuel you like a pro or sneak calories on you faster than a double book client showing up late to a showing. Avocado toast really shows how context matters when it comes to healthy versus fat loss friendly. Let's break it down. All right, why avocado toast is healthy. Nutrient dense. Avocados are packed with potassium, fiber, vitamins, C, E, K, B vitamins, what have you, right? And heart-healthy monounsaturated fats. Whole grain bread adds complex carbs, additional fiber, and micronutrients, if you build it right anyway, but we'll talk about that. Good fats. The monounsaturated fat in avocado supports cardiovascular health. It helps regulate cholesterol, and it keeps you fuller longer. Satiety factor, speaking of fuller longer, healthy fats and fiber, or plus fiber, slow digestion, helping with stable blood sugar and longer lasting energy, which is a good thing. Real food, not processed. Compared to typical grab and go breakfasts, muffins, sugary cereal, or bagels or cream cheese, or, America runs on Dunkin's, or, and I can't even say it. Avocado toast is far more nutrient rich. You ever notice how a simple, healthy breakfast somehow turns into a cheat meal? 1 minute you're mashing avocado on a slice of bread. The next thing, you've added an egg, some fats, a drizzle of olive oil, some feta, and now you're holding a 700 calorie light snack. That's not avocado toast anymore. That's avocado mortgage toast because it's going to cost you big. Now I've got to ask, what's your avocado toast guilty pleasure topping? Say that 5 times fast. Be honest. Are you team extra cheese or team olive oil drizzle? Which one? Drop it in the comments because I want to know. I want to see where you stand. All right, let's talk about why avocado toast can be bad for fat loss. All right. Calorie density. That's one of them. One medium avocado can have 240 plus calories, mostly from fat. Add bread, 120 to 200 calories per slice, and toppings, egg, cheese, olive oil, drizzle, whatever you use. And your light breakfast can hit 400 to 700 calories real quick. Easy to overshoot. That's another problem. Fat is over twice as calorie dense as carbs or protein. there's 9 calories per gram of fat versus 4 calories of carbs or protein. So almost more than double. A little extra scoop of avocado can add a couple hundred calories without making the portion look too much bigger. Very easy to do that. The other thing why it's bad for fat loss is it lacks protein by default, unless you add eggs, smoked salmon, or another protein source. It's mostly fat plus carbs, and that's it. You know, that combo tastes great, but it isn't as muscle preserving or metabolism boosting as higher protein meals are, especially when you're trying to lose fat. Especially. And believe me, I know, because I lost a lot of fat. And I've kept it off too. So I should tell you something. So healthy halo effect, right? Because it's labeled as healthy. People often eat larger portions, or they skip tracking it. You know, it's healthy, underestimating the impact of their total daily calories. The bottom line, healthy does not equal fat loss friendly. Avocado toast supports health, but doesn't guarantee a calorie deficit. If fat loss is the goal, it's about portion control and balance. Use half of an avocado instead of a whole one. If you use those little packets of guacamole, you know, use half of it, or if you're using half, use a quarter. You know, just use less of an amount. Choose thin or high fiber bread. Dave's Killer Bread makes a nice 21 whole grains and a couple of different ones that are thin sliced. I've seen them at all the grocery stores. Add lean protein, egg whites, cottage cheese, smoked salmon. You know, this way avocado toast stays both healthy and aligned with fat loss goals. Okay, let's make avocado toast fat loss friendly now without losing the flavor or convenience, because busy pros don't have time for complicated. So smart tweaks for fat loss friendly avocado toast. Have the avocado. Use a quarter or to half of an avocado instead of the whole thing, like I just talked about. All right. About 60 to 120 calories versus 240. Huge difference. Remember, fat is very calorie dense. So mash it thinly across the toast so it still feels generous. All right. Think paint the wall, not pile on the bricks. That's all. Upgrade the bread, like we just talked about. Swap out the thick sourdough slabs or the regular generic white bread and use Dave's Killer Bread, thin sliced, or Ezekiel sprouted grain bread is awesome. Protein bread like Carbonate or P28. Just search protein bread and it'll come up. It keeps calories in check and it ups the fiber and the protein, both. All right. So the other thing you could do is add protein power. Not powder. Well, you could use powder, but add protein power. Avocado plus bread, like I said, is fat plus carbs. All right. So for fat loss, bring in protein. 1 to 2 poached or boiled eggs or egg whites, what have you. Egg whites if you want volume without the extra fat. Smoked salmon. It adds omega-3 fat, which is a good fat too, and a luxury vibe, right? Cottage cheese or Greek yogurt, you could spread that underneath the avocado because you fake yourself, you know, getting a little bit more volume, but you're getting more protein in. I've done that before, and you could even flavor it too underneath it. But anyway, speaking of flavor, you could flavor without calories by skipping the olive oil drizzle, which is about 120 calories per tablespoon, and go heavy on lemon or lime juice, red pepper flakes. Everything bagel seasoning is the bomb. That works. Fresh herbs, big flavor, near 0 calories. That's what I'm talking about. And then the other thing, right? Like I talked about, right size portions. For a busy real estate pro running between showings or an entrepreneur glued to their laptop, 1 slice with protein equals a balanced snack or a mini meal. Perfect, right? 2 slices with extras equals a full meal. But log it because it's easy to hit 600 plus calories. Just log it. Pay attention to what you're doing. Result, you still get the heart healthy fats, fiber, and flavor punch of avocado toast, but now it's portion controlled, protein balanced, and fat loss friendly. That's what we're going for. So here's the bottom line. Avocado toast is healthy, but if fat loss is your goal, you've got to portion it, power it up with protein, and keep the calories in check. Remember, your nutrition habits are the foundation of success, not just in fitness, but in business too. When you fuel right, you think sharper, perform stronger, and you don't crash halfway through that marathon of showings or back-to-back Zoom calls. This has been your Keeping It Real fitness public service announcement for this evening. But you know what? I got another bonus one for all you real estate professionals and entrepreneurs out there. Check this out real quick. I'll be right back. All right. All right. I got lost for a second. If you've got questions about nutrition, fitness, or recovery, drop them in the comments, or you could direct message me and I'll feature your question on one of the upcoming shows. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it moving, and above all else, keep it real, especially when it comes to your fitness. That wraps up today's fitness success segment. Next Monday is week 2, so we'll be discussing Pillar 2, stress management, practical strategies for managing life's inevitable stressors. If you want to join the conversation as a guest or have your questions featured on the next episode, just drop a comment below. And yes, even if you're watching the replay, let